I'm hurt, dog. Don't ask me if I'm all right. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
hello.
We're just in it. Okay.
We went live immediately.
All right. Just,
No, no,
just.
no, no, no. Screw it. I'm gonna do the whole thing. Give me a second.
I say you can
Uh-huh.
pull him for Bill O'Reilly.
uh, Hello, humans. Welcome to Audio Face, an irreverent podcast about the music news and music culture that mostly matters. I'm Dan.
I am Sean.
I'm bloodied. I am so bloodied.
Dan's hurt. Don't ask him if he was okay.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. We are here with the business. We got 3 albums in the business for you, and I'm hosting,
Yes,
so
sir.
I know how that works. Um, my countdown clock is literally in 30 minutes from now, and so let's go. We have Hit Me Hard and Soft, pause, by Billie Eilish, and Pathogen by Willow, not a Nepo baby at all. And we
Nope.
have Neon Pill by Cage the Elephant. 3 songs, 3 genres,
3 albums.
3 albums. Folks, this is the Audio Face podcast, god damn it. What are we gonna do here? And yeah,
We does this.
we does this. I forgot the arbitrary scale, so you're gonna have to surprise me. Anyways, we start not with the singles, not with the albums, but with the fact that P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, has broken his silence on the video of the Cassie assault. So, when we last, Jesus Christ, this stinks. When we last talked to you here, we were talking about the whole Diddy Cassie situation. I mean, at least a little bit. Mostly, we were talking about the Kendrick Drake situation because rap's been interesting. But over the past week, we have seen a video that has been released where Diddy seems to be, for lack of colloquial terms, working the dog shit out of Cassie in this assault video. I mean, it's really
It's
disgusting
rough.
to the point to the like Sean and I don't even want to present this on the show.
Hell no.
It's really graphic. It's really gruesome. You're on the internet, so if you really want to see it, you can see it. But like, um, how do I put this? Safely. Here on the Audio Face podcast, we've unfortunately over the 8-9 plus years we've been doing this, have seen a lot of cases of intimate partner violence between musicians. And it's been really terrible to see in each one of these circumstances because frankly, like intimate partner violence is not, glorified. It's not a thing we should be excited to see. And when we do see it, we know like it's now within the confines of okay, multiple people are being accused of very serious things, and the way these things tend to go is that usually the man in the matter is treating the woman in the matter pretty terribly. And so that seems to be what we have had here when we have seen the video of yeah, what is it? um, the mogul P Diddy, Sean Diddy, you know, um, working over Cassie in the video, and we've started to see like the separations between, okay, this is a video versus, okay, this is something that like we need to react to here. Sean, I sent you this like, in the middle of the week, as we do. What were your reactions to seeing this, horrible instance of sexual violence here?
I mean, it's just brutal. It's horrible. I mean, it really shows how bad of a person Diddy is and everything. And, with everything that has happened this year and whatnot, it shows just even more to his character, and it's awful. I mean, the amount of people that it's, the amount of times that we've seen it, unfortunately, here on the podcast, and have said it, you know, we're always going to be consistent where we stand with victims of abuse. We stand with the people who, you know, aren't able to speak up or are afraid to or whatnot. And it's awful. This one is really bad. And yeah, he's a giant piece of shit.
Yeah, I don't even want to play the video.
Hell no. No. That was a veto, dog. That was rough.
Veto.
Vetoed.
No, I mean, like, and again, we have a very comical opinion for some of the worst, like, things that happen. Not because we glorify it, but because, like, I'll be real right here. Like, the only reason that folks can possibly have a glitty or a gleeful opinion on this is not because they want the violence to be perpetuated in the video to be occurring, but because the fact that, like, intimate partner violence is an unfortunate part of rap music, and it's an unfortunate part of culture as well. And, part of rap, part of not, artists and individuals end up experiencing versions of intimate partner violence because of, a number of different things, but especially because of the music, especially because of, okay, we have decided that this is considered to be cool, and so let's just consider this to be cool, even though we can kind of see this from the just general side of things and be like, this is not cool. This is violence. This is sexual violence. This is physical violence. And maybe we should be talking about, I mean, again, this is something we've been talking about audio face for a long time, but like, we should be talking about the fact that victims have a harder time because they have to fight through this entire system of proving that, women unfortunately are the negative side effect, or the negative, recipient of a lot of this intimate partner violence. And um yeah, just Diddy, Char, let you speak here in the moment, but he were like, just Diddy saying, oh, I never knew that my very, you know, recorded and responsible actions could have ever been considered to be intimate partner violence. I'm so ashamed, me being P. Diddy. I would never do anything like this, me being P. Diddy. Right? So, like, I have a lot of opinions about how this is starting to come out, but Sean, your thoughts.
It's just, again, right? As I said earlier, it's showing, his character and everything, and not owning up to his actions, and be like, oh, I seeking therapy, this and that. I'm like, dude, that's not. You're just trying to deflect blame. You're trying not to own up for your actions and everything, and that you're not a great person, and that anyone who does that is just horrible, right? And that you're, and it's kind of like, a lot of issues with society and everything where people in power want to unfortunately have too much power to where they don't own up to their actions and don't own up to how they treat people and everything and their abuse and other things, and you get to see that right now, and it's brutal. It sucks. And uh, Diddy's awful. So I mean, and everything kind of that this year has shown that. And this right here is just, dude, you no words, no things that you're gonna say are gonna help the situation. So yeah.
Yeah, I've been really depressed over this. I mean, not super depressed because I understand how these celebrities be acting, and so I'm not going to um have a particular like at the end of the day, these celebrities don't surprise me in the way they're behaving, so I'm not going to, oh, this is weird the way they're behaving. I'm not like, like this is how it is, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we work within that. But we shouldn't have to keep doing this again. Like we did a version of the show years ago, right? Where not to get into we'll have plenty of time to get into our own specific take on these things, but it shouldn't have to like in general in the world, it shouldn't have to be where folks on podcasts like this, which gets seen by whatever amount of people, it shouldn't have to be where we are like, hey, yo, sexual violence is bad. Like, you shouldn't um harass or take advantage of someone who
Right.
very clearly is not interested in you, who very clearly is not trying to, like seek an advance with you. Nevertheless, a bunch of men still feel that this is their realm to walk upon. They still feel that, like, it's okay. I didn't see a warning here. I didn't see a sign there. So either way, it's good that I am violating people's space. A lot of the times that ends up being women, and folks of color, and folks who are marginalized. But we shouldn't be constantly working in the space where people who are part of the music world, not even part of the music industry, but part of the music space, just enjoying music. People who are enjoying music, we shouldn't be a part of a world where people who are enjoying music feel unsafe or uncomfortable
Right.
because
Exactly.
other people who are enjoying music end up being fuckboys or end up being, like horn dogs, right? Like it's yeah, against terrible, but like go ahead.
No, I mean, there isn't much more to say. It's just, yeah, you should, right? Like people who have, celebrities or artists and stuff who have a lot of power like that, they a lot of times like to abuse that power and to treat people like that and everything. And it's not okay. And we're always going to stand on that hill here on our podcast and everything. So we don't want to, like, it should come out more in a way than just us. And it comes more to the light and everything, and not just with Diddy but with others who have done it and everything too. We need to help, need to hold people accountable, and then to have an effective change to have these have preventions for these things happening and everything. So yeah, it sucks.
Absolutely. Um, Nevertheless, let's go into some
Let's go to
albums
some music.
we're talking about. We review albums generally on this podcast, and let's see if I can. There we go. There we go. Look at
Oh, we
this.
go.
Look at this. Look at Dan producing a
Beautiful.
podcast with a logo and an album next to it. Anyways, we've got "Hit Me Hard and Soft" by Billie Eilish. Hey now. Um, 10 songs, 44 minutes long. And Billie Eilish, ladies and gentlemen, Billie Eilish, folks, uh, gentlemen, gentle thems, gender non-conforming individuals. Um, Billie Eilish has been someone who those of us on Audio Face, being Sean and I, have been paying a lot of attention to, given the fact that through When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go?
Her
And
debut.
yes, Billie Eilish's debut, Happier Than Ever, and now this record. Billie Eilish is showing herself to be yeah, exactly kind of like what we said, like someone who appears on albums and on album compilations not just because they're cool or because they're popular, but
Because they're
because
good.
they're good. So yeah, Sean, what do you think about this? There's a lot here.
Yeah, I mean, so especially, through her discography, right? You had Happier Than Ever, which was definitely a sound change from When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Where her debut album definitely more experimental in a way, definitely darker pop sounding and whatnot, kind of started a trend with that coming more to the limelight and pop and everything. And then her second record, which she revealed, which is already 3 years ago, which is crazy to think about. Um, that was definitely a little bit softer, feeling record, a little more introspective and really showing off her vocals. And with Hit Me Hard and Soft, like almost a combination of the two in a way. It definitely more relying on her vocals and everything with this. It's definitely stripped back of a lot of tracks, but you still get some really nice synth pop tracks and stuff that I think are fantastic. And I think with this third record, it's really cementing herself as, you know, one of the best pop artists out there, consistently showing a range, right? Try, as we always say on here, do something different, right? Like go on and push yourself as an artist, try to make a different sound, try to get influences and things. And this is really proving our point with her, because this is also another banner of a record. But I think a big thing is she takes her time between projects. She takes a couple years um, between them, and I think that allows you to get more ideas and to get um, different sounds and everything, and to mature and to grow as an artist. Now getting into kind of like actual meat and potatoes of the record. It starts off actually kind of soft, which was interesting, with Skinny, and beautiful track, and really cementing her vocals as just beautiful, kind of blows you out of the water to start off. And it was interesting. I didn't really expect that. Definitely, you can hear influences from her brother Phineas on that and throughout the record for sure. But I think in a good way, where Phineas just kind of makes one sound in a way, Billy definitely is the more experimental of the two for sure. You have songs like Lunch, the second track, which is just really good pop, right? And it's interesting to hear her make uh a normalish pop song, if that makes sense. But it was good. I think with how her vocals have matured, especially on this record, it kind of suits her in a way. But then you have Chihiro, I guess is how you'd say it, Chihiro.
Mhm.
Um, that track, I fucking love that track. Very understated, this muted bass line that plays throughout it is beautiful, and it just grows onto you. And that track, that third one, I was like, oh, here we go. Okay, we really got ourselves an album. And throughout it, I really, really enjoyed the whole record. But I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I was kind of I mean, reviewing this record was very interesting because Billie Eilish did everything right. Literally everything right. To the point where like I don't want to criticize her on some of the things where like I am naturally criticizing. No. So it's like, hear me out. Like Billie Eilish did everything right, but a musician should not assume that like the way AudioFace reviews things is the way things work. And so I am looking at this record through the whole thing. And through all that. And I'm like, the same things you said. Like, when you get to song 3, uh,
Dan needs some uppers.
I am I've literally been run over by a very, as you can see on screen,
A
a
fairly
very in it
low profile American made vehicle.
a very low inter yeah a low paying attention American vehicle. And so, you know, I I really appreciate every point in which Billie Eilish is like pushing herself. Ugh, I'm getting sleepy. This album did not make me sleepy, to be fair, but
No.
this is just how it's going. Check out this new design that we have. Isn't it cool? But no, Billie Eilish's record did not make me feel sleepy, but going through it, and I won't even say but, because I was trying to be very, let me find the things I hate, or let me pick at the things at this album I don't like. And there weren't many there, is the
This,
thing. Is
there's
that
nothing
like,
that pit. There's only, hey Dan,
here's the
there's only one thing.
go ahead.
What is that thing? No. What is that thing? There's only one thing. There's only
I
one
don't know.
problem.
Go ahead.
It's all in caps. It's all in caps. God damn it! Why do you make it out all in caps? It's the only thing.
Gotta be eating something.
Gotta be eating something.
No. Yeah, like
I will forever die on that hill.
nothing wrong with the caps for me. I'm impressed with the way that the songs were thrown out and done. But yeah, like, this is a bit this is a Billie Eilish record. I was expecting, you know, let me back up a little bit. This album, everything I would have expected, every head fake I would have thrown at it, this album actually did a good job of beating it, right? So like, I would have thought this album wouldn't have been as good at, getting to some of the more soulful bits, but ultimately Billie Eilish knows what she's doing, and the more soulful bits work into the rest of the record. And I was genuinely surprised by the way it flew out, but also like I was, again, I expected to be the construction of the record that it was, and I don't think it met it completely. Like in the sense that like you know Chihiro Birds of Feather Wallflower, like I it was weird. I expected Billie Eilish to kill all of these, and she did. But I'm in this weird position where I'm like, what do I want an artist who has killed her first record and killed her second record? Like, what do I want that artist to do? Do I want them to continue to kill? Or do I want them to kill in a way that I would have expected them to? Because either way, they made a good album, but I'm still like kind of looking at this as a not a project of Billie
Dan is
Eilish, but as a
annoyed. Dan is
go
annoyed
ahead.
that Billie Eilish just three-peated the Stanley Cup right now. Like he's annoyed. He's like, "So
Yes,
stop
that's
the
really
winning.
it.
Stop the winning."
That's really it. I'm
he's, a,
annoyed
he's
that
annoyed at
I
all
am
the
about to
winning.
say that Billie Eilish just pulled off a three Stanley Cup hat trick,
She
and I'm
did.
like, this shouldn't be possible.
She did it. Like and it right. In the words of Bam, right? Like he goes, any Tom York project he listens to, he's always like, is this going to be the one that sucks? And every time he's like, how? And this with me with Billie, right? Because it's even more impressive because it's in a genre, right? And being with, that amount of fame and everything, like it's almost bound to happen. But she proves everybody wrong, right? You had the second album curse, right? which she proved everyone wrong. Really changed the curse. Um, which she changed her sound on it and sounded very, very good on it. And then with this, it's just like, God damn, I really liked it. And I love how it ends with the diner, bittersweet, and blue, the finishing track. It's just a really great way to end a record, and that's where you get more of the experimentation on it. And I like how she isn't afraid to make long songs, right? Where a lot of pop artists tend to make, 2 to 3 minute songs, maybe a couple 4 minutes, but she has a few 5.5, almost 6 minute tracks in here. But the way that they develop and flow, it's fantastic, and this is a record, this is an album. It's beautiful. It's what pop records should strive to be. And yeah, just thoroughly impressed. Thoroughly impressed
I'm
throughout this record.
again just repeatedly surprised that we've been through When We All Fall Asleep, Wherever We Go, and Where We Go rather, and Happier Than Ever, and now Hit Me Hard and Soft, where not only has this woman made it through the second album Curse, but she's made it through 3 albums, and the third album doesn't sound like the second album.
It
Doesn't
doesn't
sound
sound like the first album at all
Yes,
either.
exactly.
They are 3 completely different sounding records. I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna say Billie Eilish is a young American Bjork.
Okay.
3
Okay.
completely different sounding records. Is proven everyone wrong, is in the mainstream in a way, and isn't afraid to be herself, unapologetically herself, and has beautiful vocals, likes to experiment, and try something different every time, and wears really weird avant-garde outfits.
Walking past that to not to beat the Drake allegations. But no, like like I'm again. Yeah, this is Sean, you caught me. Is that like this is where I am at the Billie Eilish review. Is that like I did not think that under any circumstances I would give this positive of a review to Billie Eilish's third album.
No,
But those are my biases. Like those are literally my biases because I was like, "Oh no, this is a pop star." They're definitely not gonna make it past the second album, Curse. The Curse.
They
But like
did.
they're definitely gonna make it past this. They're definitely not gonna make it past the second album, and they're definitely not gonna make it past the third album. Not only are they not gonna make it past the third album, but they're not gonna like sing through the third album the way one would do through Chicharo, or the way one would do through L'Amour de ma vie, or Bittersweet, or Blue. Again, this is a 10-song record at 44 minutes long. That's a
Damn.
damn.
That's a sweet spot. Like that is.
Again, like it's just like I did not expect for Billie Eilish or like any artist to be
That's
hitting in
right
this
in
level.
that sweet spot in Rainbows. And Rainbows is 10 songs, 43 minutes long. So that's like peak perfect album length.
Yeah, no. Like let me tell you, this is not one of my favorite records. This is not going to be a record I come back to constantly. I'm sorry, but Billie Eilish had the unfortunate, luck of releasing at the same time that Kendrick did when he was like pile driving Drake. So everything has been skewed.
Push it back. Push it back.
That money is your money. Yeah, no.
Hold
like,
up, New York. This is crazy.
Their money is your money. Put your hand in the cash register and take it out.
Free Scotty.
Their money is your money. No. Fuck these glasses. First of all, this is just like I more on this later. Uh,
That's
but
so
no,
rough.
like I am gonna redact it. But I've been really impressed by Billie Eilish in general. Like, Billie Eilish has not randomly come up to this point where she's like, "Oh, I'm a good musician now. Everyone look at me. I all of a sudden got good at no. She's always been good at this, but we're at the point where good rap is being respected. And if you're a good rap in a rap context and you are, in the musician context and you're spreading this out,
Hmm.
um, never mind what's going on outside of my window right now. You are going to be respected because of, not just the numbers, but the inevitable fact of like, what you're actually doing and what you're actually standing for the game of rap here. And, the numbers, relate to that in some extent.
Yeah. All right. Arbitrary scale.
Oh my god, we reviewed the album. So yeah, Bittersweet Blue, Le Mot de Vie. Again, it's a 10-song album of Billie Eilish records that is very good, and every song on there does very well. And yeah,
It's
I feel
good.
good giving it an
It's
arbitrary
just,
scale.
it's
Screw
just
it.
damn good. Just damn
Screw it.
good. All
Screw
right.
it. Fuck it. Let's get an arbitrary scale. Arbitrary scales. Do arbitrary scales every week on Audio Faces. Our review is our review. Screw giving you a letter ranking system or a number ranking system. God damn it. We're going to tell you exactly how I feel about this album. And yeah, that's how it is. Arbitrary scale this week is going to be, let me get what? I'm sorry. I didn't put it in the rundown. So I actually don't know what we did.
I don't remember either, so I literally typed this out for you. Soda brands. That's what we're doing. We're doing soda brands. Super
That
fucking
that sounds safe and close enough to what we were
safe
doing.
and close enough is good with me. That's
Times
it.
change, values don't.
This is definitely, absolutely 1000% In and Out's Dr. Beer. Now, for those uninformed folks on what Dr. Beer is,
Woo!
it is
Dr. Beer.
Dr. Beer is you go to In and Out. All right, you get yourself 2 grilled cheeses because you're a fat vegetarian like myself. And
A true vegetarian is fat. A true vegan is fat.
absolutely, always. You put you got 1 part of Dr. Pepper, and you got 1 part Byers root beer.
Breyer's ice cream? Okay, no. You gotta get the the Dr. Breyer's. Yes, I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah, the Briars, not the Dryers, the Briars. One
Okay.
letter off. You put that in there, shake it, stir it up a little bit, some ice. That's my
A
friend.
and W.
Well, A
A
and
and
W.
W.
That's what you call a Dr. Beer. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Every time I introduce it to somebody, their lives are changed. And they always ask anytime I go like, "Hey, can I get some Dr. Beer?" Because they don't even trust themselves to do it. They don't. They just like they hand me the cup, Dr. Beer me, and I'm like, "I got you."
literally, because I'm over here and I'm like, hey, you like Dr. Pepper? You like root beer? I got something for you. Let me get you that Dr. Beer, baby. Let me get you that Dr. Beer, baby.
It was a 13. It was.
It was a 13, Joe Rogan. It was a 13.
Oh Lord. All right.
Oh, all right. So yeah, Tyler Hackner in chat says Billie, Willow, and Beyonce are my favorites of the year. No, that's totally fair. No, the
Billy,
family is cooking right now.
I
The
think
family is cooking.
Billy and Beyonce for sure are some of my 2 favorite records of the year so far. I can get down on that. Definitely pop
Yeah,
records, absolutely off the charts.
yeah, they've done nothing but great jobs, frankly, to the point where I'm like kind of impressed by what they've been able to put forth here. Either ways, anyways, you know how it is. The ways, ganga ways, and boomoo ways. How do I get the comments off of there we go. All right.
All right. Next album
We've
review.
got our next album review of the day, serving up Gary's Way.
Bean.
We got Empathed. You bet. I bet you didn't expect me to actually have it ready, did you?
No.
we, we have
Now, just
we
album
have
cover.
we have Empathed. Damn it, Bobby. Hang on. There we go.
There we
Let
go.
me hit you with the. Empathogen by Willow. We got the old. Oh no, I don't. I need to pull it up on Spotify. No, I don't. God damn it! I know exactly what it is. 12 songs, 32 minutes long. God damn it!
All right. Look at Dan. Look at Dan producing.
Return of the Mac. Return of the Mac. Return. Every part of my body stings, and so Empathogen by Willow.
That's rough, buddy.
Will Smith, in case you haven't heard of him, friend of the show. Not really.
No, absolutely not. But okay.
But Will Smith, of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air fame, has also infiltrated himself into other parts of the music industry, and so therefore his kids have infiltrated themselves into other parts of the music industry, and so therefore we have Empathogen by Willow. Like we said, 12 songs, 32 minutes long, and you know what? God damn it, it's an album. It's an album with songs in it. What do you think?
So it's interesting because the last record was a Coping Mechanisms, was like a very rock heavy record. I remember they had a song towards the end of it that was with Eve Toomer, best modern rock artist. Apparently can't play live shit, but
perfectly not close to me.
Yeah, that one. There you go. Yeah, with Eve Toomer. And it was definitely like a really rock sounding record. I remember enjoying it a bit then, and that was a little over 2 years ago at this point. So, and it's interesting because
esteemed established podcast audio face.
Yes, and a Pathogen is definitely a pivot in sound for sure. It's slower. It's not rock heavy at all. It's definitely more like singer songwriting, and it's interesting where you have like some like almost jazz sounds from it and stuff. You have some funk sounds that you get in here. You have in the middle of it Pain for Fun with St. Vincent, which I thought was a decent track. And I actually kind of like the pairing of that. You had the opening track Home with John Batista, who we both like on here too.
Sure.
And I thought that was a decent opening track, and I was like, "Oh, okay, it's definitely a pivot in sound compared to their other previous records and stuff." And I think it's a decent record.
Basically, Willow had to fight extra hard to beat the Nepo baby allegations, right? Like,
well, absolutely.
This is the hole that Willow Smith, daughter of Will Smith, has to fight. And literally, you know what? Honestly, even though I put my chest into those enunciations, I'm genuinely impressed.
It's
because, like,
me too.
Let me be clear. Willow is a Nepo baby, and in every single fucking song in this album, Willow feels like a Nepo baby. But unlike most Nepo babies, Willow tries. Willow tries to differentiate from being the average, ordinary, everyday 2000s pop rock, whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, because of that, Willow actually makes themselves into a an asset, and to the point where like they are actually providing songs that aren't just on paper different from standard, whatever the hell goes on, but like they are actually different. They're actually good songs. They're actually unique songs from whatever's going on.
Yeah, and compared to, I mean, honestly, especially compared to her brother, right? I don't think like Jaden's music is that great and stuff. Willow is really now cementing herself for as a pretty decent artist, especially with her discography and now and really changing the sound of records and stuff. Um, from I mean, especially just from the last two, right? Coping Mechanism to here, completely two different records, two different sounds, two different projects. Um, and the way that she collaborates with artists that we really enjoy, St. Vincent, Yves Tumor, John Batista, like artists that I have a lot of respect and really enjoy their music a ton. And they pair well together and whatnot. And that shows, right? Like she's really trying to establish herself as an artist, right? As a musician. And, you could easily just make, another with, all the resources and stuff she has, right? She can go straight into just a very generic, bland pop record, right? Like, you could just rip off of SZA or rip off of Ariana Grande, chop it up, make
Absolutely.
some mills, and call it a day. But she doesn't. Who really tries to make a different sound and stuff, and you get that with this record, and I'm thoroughly impressed with it. And yeah, I really like tracks like Run. I enjoy a lot. I enjoyed the last track, Big Feelings. Just I hate the spacing on it because I won't forever die on the hill. I think Pain for Fun with St. Vincent's pretty good too, and being a shorter record and whatnot, which she's done previously and whatnot, and I think it suits her in that way. It's a good record, very good record. I'm I came in wanting to hate it because it's more fun, but sometimes I'm like, okay, you made a good record, and I really enjoyed it a lot. And the growth and everything to me is what cements it as okay. Yeah, you're trying to really produce art and whatnot, and I enjoy that.
Yeah, I really was not expecting to like a record by noted nepo baby Willow Smith. But I actually, and I think this is a good thing. Like, let's be clear, this is a good thing. I came out of this record feeling like Willow Smith was overcompensating for the fact that she's a nepo baby, and
Hmm.
like, so like again, that's a compliment because I felt like she was punching above her pay grade in every single song I heard her in. When I was like, okay, okay, cool. Nepo baby flipping the whatchamacallit beat, right? Like, in whatever she's doing. And like, I felt good about it. But I was realizing as I was listening to these songs that I wasn't liking this in spite of Willow being a Nepo baby. I was liking it, and I would still like it even if I did not know that Willow Smith was Will Smith's kid, right? Like, again, like Willow Smith can be terrible. Willow Smith can be absolutely terrible and can be bad at music, and she can still succeed to some extent, right? She won't succeed to my extent, just off of that. But that being said, she does, right? Like, Sean mentioned the hum with John Baptiste. She's got a Saint Vincent track on here. There are a lot of tracks with Saint Vincent on here. Where sorry, not Saint Vincent, but like there are a lot of tracks with Willow on here where you see that she's like, no, I'm not trying to just rap or sing or keep the beat flowing or whatever. Like I actually care about this, and you see it not when she's trying to address or make sure that her beats that she was assigned to in this record and pathogen were really good, but she makes sure that the rest of it is very good. And you know what? That's fine enough for me.
All right. Arbitrary scale.
Oh wow, we got to arbitrary skill that fast. Arbitrary skill, we get to arbitrary skills every week because our review is our review. Rather than tell you our letter ranking system or number ranking system, we would rather tell you how the bitch functions. So this week it's going to be oh what do we got?
Soda brand, sir.
Soda. Oh, thank God. I forgot it from the Billie Eilish review, and thank God you remembered it because I would have thought something worse. It's gonna be soda brands, and this is gonna be my Mr. Pibb.
Mr. Pibb.
Mr. Pibb. You know
Interesting.
what? You didn't expect it to be that good, but god damn it, it's good. This, this is a tasty beverage.
It's a tasty beverage. This is my Coke Zero. This is my Coke
All
Zero.
right.
You didn't expect it to be that good, but shit.
No calories.
No
A little low on
calories.
sugar.
Pretty good.
All good in the hood. Let's see. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that,
Oh,
baby.
wow. We got
Look at
producers
that.
in here. Ain't no Bill O'Reilly's in here.
Did
Just
you
audio
think
faces.
just because I got the crap scarred out of me that I wouldn't be able to produce the show?
Jesus Christ.
Because that would be correct. Anyways, we have Cage the Elephant's Neon Pill. 12 songs, 39. Let's call it 39 minutes long.
Yeah, sure.
And Cage the Elephant has been a staple for Western European American rock music for the past 10, 15 years very easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cage the Elephants. Let me try not to get too nostalgic, but Social Cues, Tell Me I'm Pretty, Melophobia.
That I mean, Melophobia, that whole record in 2013 was just a indie staple, right? You had, Cigarette Daydreams, Come a Little Closer. I mean,
uh
just those are for like 2013 was, you had
Cage the
AM,
Elephant
you had
ran
that.
2013, really.
You had a lot of really good indie music and alternative music that was coming out then, and then AWOL Nation would come in and fuck everything up.
I mean,
Uh,
I remember thinking of Cage the Elephant's self-titled album that came out in 2009, where you had In One Ear,
yep,
Tiny Robots, Drones in the Valley, and Free Love. And of course, who could forget Ain't No Rest for the Wicked? Because
absolutely.
money don't grow on trees. You got bills to pay, you got mouths to feed, ain't nothing in this world for free. All right. So like you got really like Cage the Elephant was killing American music in the 2010s. And then the 2010s happened, and then the 2010s left, and Cage the Elephant didn't seem to have many, scraps left over. Tell Me I'm Pretty was there. Again, it was there, but
I mean, that was 2015, so it's still mid 2010s. The last one, like you had Social Cues in 2019, which we both were. It was okay of a record. I thought it was definitely a step back. I kind of liked the song that they did with
Night
Beck,
Running,
and
baby.
yeah, Night Running. I really like that track that they did with Beck. That was good, and you had some like overall like decent tracks in there. But as a whole project, as a whole record overall, I was not that big a fan of it. I think you had
Me
another
neither.
record right after too, and or a few years later with "Thank You, Happy Birthday," which was decent. Um, but now with Neon Pill, you get honestly,
Again, barely 40 minutes long.
yeah, and I don't know how I feel about it. I like it, but I don't know if it's like I don't know. I don't know if it is my nostalgia talking because it's like more as like older Cage the Elephant sound, but at least spruce stuff enough to sound good in 2024, if that makes sense. But I think, especially compared to like Social Cues, right, where that album definitely left me wanting more. This kind of filled that void to where I'm like, okay, this is as a record plays out and whatnot, I enjoy it, right? Like it sounds like good alt rock, but the issue is it's nothing that will blow you out of the water, right? Like if you're a Cage the Elephant fan, or if you've been a fan of their music the past 10 plus years and you kind of grew up around it, you will enjoy this record. But the issue is with alternative and indie, you have so many good records and projects that are out there that are really standing on their own. This will definitely, to me, get kind of swallowed up around those other records and stuff of the past 2-3 years, and even this year, that I've been listening to a lot. But like, I really like, I like Float Into the Sky, the fourth song. I like their opening track, Hi-Fi or True Light. I really enjoy that. Silent Picture towards the end of the record, I like too. But it's them not really like stepping in the right direction, but playing it very safe. So it's a good
Mhm.
Cage the Elephant record, like a very good Cage the Elephant record. But as a alternative rock project, it's safe, and compared to a lot of other projects, it's not going to blow your socks off. But I think it's good for them as a band, if that makes sense.
Alright.
That's kind of
No,
where
no,
I'm coming off of it. That's
totally makes sense, and I think that's like a maybe not a intentional indictment, but it's definitely an indictment to the fact that like a lot of alternative music is just not hitting the way it used to.
um,
I mean,
I don't know
like,
about that, but
okay,
yes,
le- le- I'm sorry,
my
but
fucking headphones died.
in defense of one of my closest friends, Sean, let me put you on defense for a little bit. Name a. Are you alive?
My headphones are tripping balls, so I can't hear anything right now. So you can just keep going.
Boingo boingo whoopsie knickers. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, now I can. Yeah. What?
Okay, cool.
Randomly.
You smiled at that, so that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I'm good now.
Okay, cool. Like I am so yeah, I agree with you. But like oh sorry. I'm at the point where like I can appreciate a good album when it comes out and when it presents good things. But I really appreciate an album when not only does it present new things and new people and new artists and new, like critiques, but along with those new critiques comes like good music. And in most of these cases where Cage the Elephant was like, okay, here's where the good music would be, I would listen to the rest of the album, or I listen to, other parts of Cage the Elephant's recent discography, and I would be a little bit upset. I'll be a little bit disappointed to the point where I'm like, okay, I understand what Cage the Elephant, I understand Cage the Elephant's, like existence in this time. Like, don't get me wrong, right? Like, I very much understand where I am in the music space, and that like a lot of the bands that I used to like are now a little bit old. And so I have to like balance that in. But even balancing that in, I'm just surprised that Neon Pill still feels like an old head record to me.
Definitely is like an old head sound for sure.
Yeah, when I'm like, I've experienced other records that don't sound like old head records, where I'm just like, hey, we can do this. We can create records that don't have to sound like they are old head records, but like you've got to almost feel motivated enough in the music that you're listening to when you're producing. You have to feel motivated enough in that music to feel that, oh, no, 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 it's okay. I am, like I'm willing to take this in as it is. And I'm not going to just, like accept the vapid music as it comes to me on Sirius Radio or whatever, right? Like, no disrespect to any of those folks, but like, I don't feel like, again, I'm thinking of Melophobia and Come a Little Closer and Telescope and Black Widow. And I'm like, they were spitting on these songs. Cage the Elephant was really hitting on these songs. They were singing on these songs. Even Tell Me I'm Pretty, which I thought was like a little bit of a lazy record from them. I was like, there's still some good songs on this album. But when I come to hear, I don't hear the classics. Again, Social Cues, even Night Running with Beck felt like a classic in 20, what was it?
2019.
2019? Yes, 2019. Thank you. But I don't feel any classics in this record, and that bothers me. That scares me a little bit because I know classics exist in rock music and pop music coming out today, but maybe not this. And I don't feel like Cage the Elephant, a band who has all of the charisma, who has all of the talent, I don't feel like they're pushing that in the way they should. But Sean, tell me what you think.
I mean, yeah, pretty much I don't have much else to add. It's just, it's a good Cage the Elephant record, but that's all it is. It's not a good or an amazing alternative rock record or indie record at all. It's just a good Cage the Elephant record, and that's all it is. So, but yeah, disappointing for sure. I mean, I yeah.
My last question is, you know, even before Audio Face, you and I liked Cage the Elephant together, and like we bonded over this band together, and we like their music and we like their alternative, spots. But this is 2024. And yeah, I feel a little bit differently. I'm just like, I don't feel. I mean,
All
I don't
right.
think I don't think Cage the Elephant was ever impervious or like they were impenetrable to criticism or any of that kind. But I especially feel it now when like even when they're not trying, I'm just like, I don't think these folks are necessarily creative, nor are they like pushing music forward. So I'm totally fine, making fun of them in that way.
Yeah, yeah. It yeah. There's not much else, so it's okay.
Yes. Um Neon, I mean, like, I don't know. I I wanted to like this record, but there just wasn't a lot I liked in this record. I'm trying to wait for Cage the Elephant to escape their era of repetitiveness and sounding like other rock bands, and in this I could point to it, but also at the same time they didn't. Like I could say there are certain times they don't sound like most rock bands, but also I could say at those same times like they kind of do. And like I guess that's fine, but you really got to sit with that as a fan of Cage the Elephant, as anyone, myself included.
Right.
So yes, arbitrary
I was just
scale,
scale.
because we do them, and that's why. Um, this week it's going to be. I've totally forgotten.
Soda brands.
Thank God. Um,
This
yeah,
to me is a Pepsi.
this is. I mean, not to be cheap and cheat on you, but like,
RC.
no. I feel like this is a Pepsi.
His favorite is
RC
Pepsi.
RC Cola is too bad. I don't
RC
think
Cola
this is
is
as
horrendous.
bad as an RC Cola, but I also don't think this is as good as an RC Cola. Like I think this is a perfectly in the middle ground. If you're listening to Cage the Elephant and Neon Pill, you probably like Cage the Elephant
Mhm.
already. So you're not an RC Cola guy, but you've been around the block with them Pepsis and some Dr. Peppers, and you know what you're dealing with. So I see you there.
All right.
All right,
That's it.
that's everything. That's everything.
That's it.
Well, that's tomorrow, and that is
And
it for us
this is his
today.
day.
And we'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away. Yelling off screen, throwing papers. We'll do it live. F it.
Love it.
AKA me literally 20 minutes ago, not 20 minutes ago, but like 30 minutes ago, and I was like, look at this, bro. I'm hurt, dog. Don't ask me if I'm all right. At the end of the show, I'm gonna go in the bathroom and scream and take a shower and then scream
Oh,
again.
dude, that's just warning you now. That's the worst.
It's
There was
okay.
dude. The worst was I remember when I had really, really bad road rash and I put hydrogen peroxide to clean it out because I had all the fucking gravel in me. I was like, I'm literally gonna pass out. So don't do that. But just do
It's
some
okay.
soap. Don't do
It's
hydrogen
okay.
peroxide.
I am not gonna do hydrogen peroxide, brother. Pop off only on occasions, brother. I am absolutely doing the clean Dr. Bronner's, whatever the fuck they've got here, soap.
Woke soap.
And woke soap, baby. Hey, what I like about the woke soap now is that they the refills come in uh paper cartons.
Oh shit. Woke
Because
soap.
if you were to buy the plastics, plastic is wasteful and plastic is not good for, refilling the bottles. So if you buy the cartons of the woke soap,
Then you could
then
just fill up the bottle and you just gotta end the
mhm,
supply right there. Woke soap,
damn it,
baby.
boy. Damn it, boy. All right. Dilute, okay? This has been Audio Face. Thank you all for joining and watching and experiencing this fine podcast about the music news, music culture, and music morals that may or may not matter. Um, Sean can be found up your ass. I can be found at the Audio Face podcast at audioface.show or at youtube.com/danfamiernet or at danfamiernet simply. Or just go to audioface.show. Just hit up that audioface.show, baby. You'll get all the links. You'll get all the, views. The reel is back. The veal is back. That's all I'm going to say about that. Thank you all for listening and joining to this fine Joe Rogan experience. And with that, we will see you next week for Hot Boy Summer, full of lots of music, music,
Music.
music, music, and libations.
Yes, sir.
Maybe not as many libations, but we'll go. F to whoever did this to me and just like literally drove away as it was happening. Fuck your family. And cheers. Cheers. Thanks for stopping by. Cheers.
I never want to see you again.
Bye bye.